Some days you just want to do something different, and today is one of those days. This week marks the 6-year anniversary of when I moved from Miami to Orlando, and the story in itself is a little crazy, and so much has happened in those 6 years. Like, so much has changed, but so much is still the same. There's just a lot to talk about. I just want to kind of share from my heart, tell my story, tell you a little bit more about me, and we're going to do a Q&A. I got some of your questions from my post on YouTube about it, and I'm going to answer some of your burning questions. But let's start with the move from Miami to Orlando. Right over here, the rental car place. So it says Budget and Avis. I'm pretty sure I got a U-Haul, but either way, I rented a truck, right? And this is where I came to return the truck. I guess I should start with a bit of an introduction here in the blazing Florida sun. Hi, hey, hello. My name is Jackie, and this is my YouTube channel. It's called Super Enthused. What's up? I hope you like it. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. Can you imagine moving here and the first place you see is this? And you're just like, I live here now. Yeah. I love all things fantasy, fairy tales. I love carousels and merry-go-rounds. I love kitschy and weird and wacky things. I love theme parks. I love Renaissance festivals. I love immersive themed places that take you out of reality and bring you somewhere else. But more than that, I love the stories behind them. I always had a copy of Brothers Grimm in my car, that kind of a thing. Growing up in Miami, there are a lot of things I loved about it. But there are a lot of things I always felt like I didn't belong there. I always felt like this is not where I belong. I just knew it in my bones. I also knew I do belong in Florida though. I like a born and raised Florida girl. Like, I love Florida. I love the sunshine and the blue sky. I love water and the ocean and the trees and oranges. And yeah, I'm Florida through and through. And one thing about a lot of people who grew up in Miami is going to Disney and Universal and the theme parks here in Orlando is part of your life. Like, it's just something not everyone, but a lot of people do, including me. So yeah, I have a lot of childhood, teenage, and growing up and adult memories at, Disney and Universal and the theme parks and all of that, and the general tourist area. So I have a lot of good feelings about this area, including Old Town. Because, like, yes, I love the theme parks, but I also love the wacky, kitschy, like, different touristy side of things as well. Like, I personally really like that. Some people would call these things tourist traps. I call them tourist treasures. I feel like this little amusement park part of Old Town is not open today because there's no one back here, which is great for me right now. But I would have ridden this, but okay. So I knew I wanted to move to Orlando from years. I was like, man, I would love to live in Orlando. So one thing I would do is come up for weekends a lot. So I would, work full time during the week. Friday after work, I'd have a bag packed in my car already, drive to Orlando, spend the weekend here, drive back Sunday afternoon, like try to push it back as late as possible. Like, oh, I can stay for like 1 more hour and I'll still get home in time for like 8 hours sleep, go back to work on Monday. And it's amazing to be able to drive. It's about a 4-hour drive to Miami, depending on traffic. And it's amazing to be able, I called myself local-ish, right? So like not local, but local enough that I could pop in for the weekend. Obviously, I mostly had to come when school was out, like either when I was in school or in college, or when in my working life, which I'll also get to in the Q&A portion kind of. I'm kind of gonna, all right, see, I'm already, it's hard to talk about myself. I will say that. I think I'm like pretty natural and good and comfortable talking about the things that I'm doing and the places that I am. I often have notes, but not always. A lot of it's in here, but I'm pretty good at that. I could talk about the places and the things that are happening, but talking about myself is different. It's just like weird. But anyway, I always was like, man, it would be so cool to live in Orlando and just be able to go to the parks like way more easily than this 4-hour drive, and of course having to get a hotel room and stuff. There are times where I would just drive up in the morning, spend the day, and drive back. But that slowed down over the years. That is a pain in the patungi. Not something you want to do very often. So it was mostly like a little weekend, at least a 1-night or 2-night hotel stay. So, that can get pricey. Having an annual pass helped, but it was still It was more than the parks. It's so empty here today. It's not always like this. On the weekends, you can barely get a parking spot here. But just like during a random weekday, like today's a Thursday, it's pretty empty, which is cool. Anyway, it was more than just the theme parks, right? I liked the whole vibe of it. I love the like touristy, seeing those purple signs, which are gone now, but the purple bus stops even. The whole feel of it, it just gave me this feeling like I belong there. I'm still in Florida. I still have that feeling, but I'm not in Miami, right? So long story short, I eventually worked it out. I had a job, obviously, full-time, and I was very happy there. And it got to a point, and this is so funny, before the pandemic, right? Before everyone was working from home, I worked something out because things were like restructuring and changing where I could work from home. And my job was so cool and everyone there was so cool. And some of those people I still talk to and all of them I still love, but they were really supportive and they knew about what I was doing here. And we worked it out so that I could work from home doing what I did. And we kind of like moved things around and move to Orlando and keep my job. Like what an amazing situation. Before the pandemic, before work from home. I always felt like the universe like has guided me in these things. And this is like almost unbelievable. I almost wouldn't believe this if I heard it, but it's true. So anyway, I was working from home and I decided to make the move and my lease was running out. It just all worked out in timing. I looked online and picked an apartment here sight unseen. I looked at a few, I read the reviews, I looked at the pictures online, I said, that one looks good. It's close to the parks, I just picked it. I just picked it. I didn't come to see it. I didn't care. I just wanted to be here. I thought if I don't like it, I'll just move somewhere else. I had saved up, obviously. There was a lot more to this, like planning and saving and all these different things going on, but it all worked out. And I booked a rental truck, right, in Miami from a local rental truck place, and I booked the smallest truck. And when I showed up to pick it up, it was the biggest, rattlest, craziest truck you could ever imagine. And I was like, hello, excuse me. I booked a small truck for a little, I wasn't bringing really that much furniture or anything. I kind of like got rid of everything and I was starting fresh. And I was like, excuse me, I booked this little tiny, little truck. And they were like, oh, sorry, they're all gone. And I was like, but I booked it? I booked it? This is Miami, okay? They do not care. They do not care what you booked. And they were like, listen, do you want the truck or not? I was out of my old apartment already. The new apartment was waiting for me. I had nowhere else to live or go. What are you gonna do? I take this big rattling truck. I feel like it's bigger than any of the ones here. Maybe like that one, the big giant one out there. Humongous, okay? Let's go over and see. And so I can like kind of try to remember which one it was. I feel like maybe like this one, maybe even bigger. In my imagination, it's like a giant cartoon truck, like a massive. Oh my gosh, the sun is absolutely crazy right now. Anyway, I'm driving this thing and it feels like there is no power steering in this thing. The wheel is just shaking. I'm white knuckled. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I don't know what to do. Like, at one point there were police like sirens going off and I was like, they're pulling me over. I'm done for. I shouldn't be driving this. I need a license, which no, you don't. But you know, I was just so terrified, but it wasn't that. They were just going past. It took over 6 hours to get here, right? What should take 4, it took 6, maybe even more. It took a long time. I was driving into the evening. It was scary. It like the wheel just, I don't even know how to explain how bad it was. It was just shaking and vibrating and like it wouldn't respond to like, it was just loosey-goosey. It wasn't tight. It was like loosey-goosey, just flying all around. I was terrified to change lanes and it was huge and my stuff took up a corner of it, but I made it. I made it to Orlando and I came right here to turn the truck in. Right here, and they were so nice and they were so cool and I was so happy. I was like, I live here. I got out of the car and looked around Old Town and I looked at these amusement park rides and the Old Town signs and I heard the old 50s bopping music and I saw the tourists and it was like, I think it was evening-ish. I think it was evening already by the time I got here and everything was twinkling and it was beautiful. In my imagination, at least in my memory. And I was like, I took this big deep breath and I was like, I made it. I live here and I still have a job. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned is by this point, I had already had my YouTube channel since 2017. So 3 years? Yeah, 3 years, right? And all of this, by the way, I mentioned it's my 6-year anniversary of moving here. So this was January of 2020. Before we knew anything. How innocent we were, okay? January of 2020. So you know where this is going, but bear with me. So, January 2020, I get here, I arrive, I'm at Old Town, I'm thrilled. Of course, then, you know, there's all the logistics. I think the first night I actually stayed in a hotel, and then the next day was move-in day, so all the logistics of moving in and all of that, everything went smoothly, everything went great. I was very happy with the place I picked and all of that. A man just rode a bike by and whistled at me. You don't see that every day in 2026. Anyway, I mean just now, not in 2020, just now, that just happened. Anyway, we're gonna start walking down here. Now I'm gonna go to other places around this area, not just Old Town, but we're just gonna do a quick stroll here while I continue the tale. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I love this store in particular with all of the crystals and stuff. And it's got Zoltan. Like, I love stuff like this, you guys. I really and truly love it. Retro, vintage, but then also I love crystals, and it smells like incense in here. It smells so good. I'm a bit of a hippie, I'd say. Bit of a hippie at heart. Yeah, kind of just like a flower child piece, like type of a thing. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it comes from my parents. But anyway, I'm also a Pisces, if that means anything to you. Kind of a water baby. So it's January 2020. I move here. I'm thrilled. I had already been vlogging since 2017, so got a few years under my belt. I'd already been like making friends in the community, having a lot of fun, already had my channel. Channel, a hobby, a creative outlet, something I loved to do from the beginning. And I'll tell you a little bit more about how I started the channel and stuff. Just kind of laying the groundwork here. But yeah, I loved vlogging. Right from the first video I filmed, I was like, oh, I love this. Oh, this is a culmination of everything I love and sharing and all, yeah, I love this. So I already have my channel and had my job, was thrilled, right? What happens 3 months later, March of 2020, crazy. The old pandemic, as we call it, happened. And now looking back on it, I mean, there's a lot of, it was a crazy time. It looks like you can get park tickets here at the Welcome Center at Old Town. Look at that. So 3 months after I move here, that happens. And for those of you who were there with me during that time, you may remember I switched it up, right? I was there at Magic Kingdom the night that they announced that the parks would be closing temporarily because of what was going on. And I was actually there with Adam and Micah, and I have a vlog of that day, and we were all like, jaws dropped, like not really fully understanding the gravity of what was happening and thinking that the parks would just be closed for a few days. Obviously, we all know what happened after that, so we don't have to get too much into it, but it is a part of my story of moving here, right? So I had to transition, I had to pivot, right? I was working from home, thank God. I feel like that was such a blessing, the fact that I was already working from home. At that point, the rest of my department all starts working from home. Well, like, it happens in phases, but it starts to happen. Everybody's working from home, everything is not fine, but like fine in that sense. And I start to do vlogs from home. And like, I really liked it, and I would love to do more vlogs like that, but just to be honest with you, like, they don't really do well. And even though I love doing them, it doesn't mean it's what everybody wants to see, which is fair enough. I don't need to vlog every single thing I do. I have an area of my life that I'm really passionate about, that I'm lucky enough to vlog on this channel, so I'll stick to that, you know? But anyway, I feel like it helped me to be more and get more creative. I was trying to film in like little homemade cinematic DIY ways, my daily life of how I was coping during that time. And I think I have a playlist, a like that time playlist of those types of videos up. And then when things started to reopen, man, it was a heyday. It was a crazy time. But I'm gonna stop that story there and move on to kind of talking about the channel and how I started it. So we're gonna go back in time now, back to when I started the channel and why, and I'll kind of keep this in a nutshell, a little quick. By the way, this is Mortem Manor, a year-round haunted house. I have quite a few videos on it, and it is really cool and really fun. It's closed right now, it opens later in the day. The Post-Mortem Horror Boutique is open though, so let's take a quick look in there. Some of the sweet Halloween-y type shirts you've seen me wearing, I've gotten from this store. It is so incredibly cool. Like, every time I come in here, I want to buy everything. And they're always switching it up too. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? This is new since last time I was here too. It looks like they added like potions. Oh, how fun. They have drinks with or without alcohol. All right, awesome. I love it. All right, so they have their own shirts too. So I'm definitely gonna have to come back for one because these are amazing. I think it's gonna have to be Bigfoot. I actually started Super Enthused as a blog a couple years before I started the channel. And it was just like a trip report blog where I would write up my visits to like the Renaissance Festival, the Fruit Festival, Universal Orlando, early on, like around when Diagon Alley opened, I think I did one, things like that. It was just a way to share things that I'm super passionate about, like kind of what at that time felt like my nerdy hobbies and interests with a community out there that I knew existed. I was like, I know there's other people who love this stuff like I do. And I had amazing and still have amazing friends and family who will do these things with me, but I was like, I know my fellow enthusiasts are out there, right? So that was that. It was just a blog and a hobby. I always loved to write. I always loved to share about my hobbies and stuff like that. And I didn't know back then of many people who were doing like theme park, sort of, I'm saying nerdy, but like I know it's not nerdy. I know that theme parks and all of this are very mainstream. Lots of people love them. I use the word as like 2016, 2017 me would have used it. Like it felt like nerdy hobbies because a lot of people around me in Miami, it was a different culture, you know? Like people were into things that were very different than that. And I definitely was called nerdy for liking that stuff in Miami. I was not into all the hip stuff that was hip at the time so much as I was into nerdy stuff. So when I use that, no, I'm using it in that context, right? So I want to share my nerdy stuff, love my nerdy stuff, was writing the blog, and I didn't know a lot of people, like YouTube was just there, you know, I knew it existed. I didn't see a lot of people on there making videos about the nerdy stuff that I like. There were a couple, and we all know who they are, but not many. But really my influences for wanting to do it in video format weren't like YouTube or YouTubers. It was really travel shows, which I was obsessed with and loved. And those of you who know me, my OG Enthused crew, my peeps, you're gonna know what I'm gonna say next. Samantha Brown, Rick Steves, Anthony Bourdain. That was the trifecta. Very different, right? All three. And two of those are still around and one we sadly lost. Samantha Brown and Rick Steves are still amazing and still going at it. Both so different, and all three so different. Anthony Bourdain had that like irreverent, cynical, kind of different thing, but such an incredible writer, such an incredible speaker, like an artist, in my opinion, a true artist of the field of travel. And I loved how he was like, really immersed himself and get in it. And I loved all three of their styles in a different way. Rick Steves, I felt, was like the Mr. Rogers of travel, like such a wonderful attitude, such a positive way of looking at the world, but still always very open, very real. And Samantha Brown, I see so much of myself in her, and vice versa. Like I feel like we have a lot of similarities, just very funny, very quirky, has a good sense of humor about things, open to trying things, curious about the world, and just a great speaker and a great presenter. I'm not like saying I'm a great speaker and a great presenter. I'm just saying like she inspired me, right? And a woman in this field, which there weren't a lot of at that time. So those were kind of my three inspirations. I was like, I would love to do what they're doing, right? But I'm gonna throw in a twist here. Wayne's World. Okay. I thought, I don't have a budget. I don't have producers, writers, editors. I don't have anyone who can do this for me. It is just me. I always had that DIY spirit in me. I've done a lot of art type of things, art projects. I've been in art, photography, music, singing, been in indie bands and in the DIY scene for a long time in Miami. And that is something that was kind of like part of who I was like, I can do it myself. But with more of the production budget of like a Wayne's World, right? So like a cable access DIY show done in your basement about your nerdy stuff. I saw that and I said, I'd be like the Wayne's World of like Samantha Brown, Rick Steves, Anthony Bourdain, and do it on YouTube, do it myself. Obviously, like I have to come up with the ideas, do the talking, do the yapping, do the filming, do the editing, do the posting, the whole thing, the whole production, one gal, DIY, one woman show type of a situation. And so that's what I did. Now my first video that is published on my channel is not actually the first video I filmed. I tried 2 times before that. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. I tried at the pass holder preview for Pandora. Do you remember when Pandora first opened to Animal Kingdom? There was a pass holder preview. I filmed in vertical. Like, duh, I didn't know. That is the point I was starting at, right? So like I had taken photography and I knew how to develop film from a bygone era, and I knew about composition and light and dark and all of that, but I did not know how to film anything. I filmed it in vertical, it was shaky, it was a mess, never to see the light of day. Another time I actually did try it again and it was no good. So then I realized, all right, you have to like hold the thing this way and do the thing this way, and you have to film in horizontal and you have to film in this aspect ratio 16:9 and all of that. And I figured it out, and I think I was filming on my phone that first time. I think it was a phone. And I went to Magic Kingdom because the pumpkins were out on Main Street USA. And I've always loved Halloween, pumpkins, spooky things, spooky season, fall, all of that. I just loved it. And I loved the first signs of pumpkins on Main Street USA. So I was like, let me go up for the weekend and film that. And the vlog is, I mean, it's not great, okay? It's my first real time really filming a vlog. And that's why every fall I go back to see the pumpkins to celebrate my anniversary of the channel. So that was August of 2017. And that's the first published video, and I loved it. So what inspired me to start the channel? Who taught me how to vlog? How did I learn all of this? That should answer that for you. I was inspired by travel hosts. I was inspired by sharing my nerdy hobbies. I started it as a blog. I made my first video and I absolutely loved it. No one taught me anything. I had to learn it all on my own. Later, as I made friends, we've all helped each other with tips and info and things we do. But like most YouTubers who started pre-2020-ish, pre-TikTok and all of those things, I taught myself. I'm self-taught on all of this. Very much an amateur still to this day, very much always trying to learn and improve and grow, just looking things up. Now there's a lot more tutorials and information out there freely available than there was back then. The landscape has changed a lot in the past 6 years. In the past over 8 years, this August of 2026 will be 9 years of having this channel. That is crazy. That is a crazy amount of time. But since I just moved here in the 6 years, so much has changed. All the shorts and the vertical stuff, which I also haven't done. I have no shorts on my channel as of now. In 1894, nothing happened here. This tiki hut thing reminds me of the Keys, which is another big part of my life. I grew up in Miami. I grew up in the south of Miami, right? So a very different part of Miami, closer to not close, but about an hour to Key Largo. So I went to the Keys a lot. I grew up a water baby, saltwater, ocean, Keys, all of that. I grew up sunshine, ocean, saltwater flows through my veins. Okay, so this reminds me of the Keys, that vibe. And I've done some Keys videos here on this channel actually, and there's a whole playlist of my Miami vlogs before I moved here, and even on our visits back. Although on our visits back, it's mostly just to see my parents, just to see family and get back. But I do have a whole playlist of Miami vlogs. If you want to look through my playlist, they're meticulously organized, okay? I love organizing. Anyway, let's get out of Old Town because I feel like we've been here a lot longer than I intended to be, and we're gonna go to a few other locations, and I'm not gonna do a question answer. What I'm gonna do is I have broad categories where a lot of people have asked questions and it's about the same kind of thing. It can all be addressed with a story or a bit of info or me telling you something about something. So that's what we're gonna do, but I will answer a lot of your questions in this format. Oh, bless you. Let's go. What a cool mural. Since 1986, Old Town's been here. Neat. I don't know that I've seen this mural. It's kind of like tucked in the back in the parking lot. I love it. And so we've arrived at Orange World. Eli's Orange World, but I've always just called it Orange World. When you see this orange, you know where you are. You know you're in this touristy part of Kissimmee, Orlando. You know you're near Disney World, not too far from Universal, the theme park area. You know where you are. You definitely know you're in Florida. It's just so iconic. This place has been through a lot over the years, but it is still standing. I've shared before about one of the things that I love about road trips, and one of the things I love about this tourist corridor in Orlando is the type of tourism, the roadside type of tourism that is meant to call tourists in off the road. The giant orange, the giant characters, the dinosaurs, all of those things that you'll see across the roads of America disappearing early. A lot of them are going away, but a lot still stand. If you watched my cross-country road trip from 2024 and all of our road trips that we do all through the years, and a lot more are coming. One this year, yes, definitely. We've got some road trips for this year, but you'll see that I love that stuff. It just harkens back to a different time, and I love the history of travel and tourism in general and how leisure even became a thing. But anyway, that's a whole thing. It kind of segues into, I talked about kind of how and why I started the channel and a little bit of my backstory and where I'm from and all of that. And a lot of you asked, like, what did you do before YouTube? What would you do if you weren't a YouTuber? Like, did you go to college? Like, where did you work? What did you do? Now, I've talked before about how when I started this channel, I did not want to make like a personal lifestyle channel. I never have made this channel really too much about me. Like, it is about me because I'm the host and the editor and the producer and the writer and the director and all of the things is my channel. And obviously I am who I am. Like, anyone who knows me knows, like, what you see is what you get. Who you see in these videos is me. Like, I am purely myself. And I am sharing of myself, and I'm very like open about all those things. But there's parts of my life I don't put on YouTube intentionally. I like having a private life. I never wanted to vlog every single day or every single thing I do or every single hobby and interest that I have. I never wanted to vlog about like my job, my family, my personal life, stuff like that. And again, it's not because it's like a big secret or anything crazy. It's just to have some semblance of privacy and healthy boundaries and a healthy life and like be a person, be a human being, be able to do what I do and share myself and also still be a human being. But anyway, these are things I have shared before, so it's not like a big secret, but I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. My focus was in sociology and group identity and history and religious history in America. And I still love those topics and still read those topics and still read academic journals and get all the emails from the honor societies I was in and all that stuff. So I'm still very much into it, interested in it. And I watch other YouTubers' content about that kind of stuff. As for work, I was always in education. I wanted to be a teacher and I was on the teaching track, and I was a substitute teacher for a long time, and I got to take over a classroom for like half a year once or some amount of time. And I've been in the classroom, and I was an adjunct, not an adjunct, I was like a TA, but then I got to be an adjunct while I was in grad school. So I taught my own sections of courses. And I realized from doing all that I did not want to teach. I do love to talk about things I love and subjects I'm interested in. As you all know, I could yap about these things for hours. I love to be organized. I love to make a syllabus. I love the back end. But I just felt so stressed out standing in front of a classroom. And it wasn't even like public speaking fear, which I have never had. Like, I could talk in front of people. It's no problem. As long as I have something to talk about that I'm interested in, right? As long as I have something like a piece of music to sing or perform or a subject or topic to talk about, no problem. It wasn't even that. It was just, God, like, and this wasn't in university, but I almost fell. Like in schools, like hearing the bell ring, oh, PTSD, no, do not like it. I don't know. It was a lot of things, probably, I don't know, a lot of things that I did not like about it, but I still wanted to be in education and or something like not-for-profit. I knew I didn't want to be in the corporate world. I'm not a corporate gal. I don't want numbers and figures and definitely not sales. That's one of the reasons why you've never seen me do like this video sponsored by. I have worked with companies to do like hotel stays and stuff, and I feel like that's different because that's something I naturally do. And I'm very selective about that kind of thing, but I don't go like seeking brands to work with to do sponsored videos. Again, I probably should because it would help fund more travels and road trips and stuff. But I don't, because I don't like sales, and I never tell you guys about like my Patreon or ask for anything. I don't like it, but it is there. And I really appreciate my Patreon community. Y'all are amazing. It is there for those who want to find it. And anyway, I don't like sales. I don't like corporate. I didn't want to do for-profit type of stuff. I wanted to do something good for the world and help. And like, so everything I've done, every full-time job I've had since college, since university and grad school and all of that has been in not-for-profit, nonprofit, education, all of it. I worked in higher ed for years. That was a job I moved here and was doing from home in higher ed administration. Loved it. Did program managing, like managed academic programs behind the scenes. Really, really enjoyed it, actually. Great field. Now, another thing in the Q&A, a lot of you asked is like, how did you know when to like quit your job and become a full-time YouTuber? Well, funny story, I didn't. I didn't start YouTube to quit my job and become a full-time YouTuber. I come from a different school of thought than that. This was not a career when I was growing up, a career option at all. It was a hobby, a fun, amazing hobby. I'm sure in the back of my head, I was like, man, that would be amazing. Like, that would be amazing, but like, that's not a thing. Like, it's not realistic. It's not, I worked so hard, you know, in grad school and all of this to be where I am. Why would I do that? And here's the part I don't know that I've ever talked about, but I think probably a lot of you can relate to. I think that the universe led me to it. Once again, it just happened. And long story short, which I'm not that good at long story short, right? I like to tell the story. I love storytelling. I absolutely love it. That's one of the reasons I wanted to teach. But anyway, and I do feel like I get that part by having the YouTube channel, the feeling of wanting to share stories and teach, so to speak, because like I don't really do like top 10 tips for da-da-da, but they're there. The top 10 tips are there if you watch, like all the updates and tips and info, it is there. It's just in a natural vlog progression of my experiences in the moment. Anyway, so what happened was 2020, working from home, living in Orlando, happy as a clam, have my channel, mostly film on the weekends, maybe after work some days, maybe if I get a half day off. Oh, that's a cool Winnebago type of thing. Layoffs start to happen. That time in history is happening. Businesses are closing. Classes are no longer in person. Classes are online. Layoffs, cutbacks, these things are happening. I'm watching it happen and I'm thinking, oh no, am I in the next wave? Oh, one of the guys in there just came out and said looking good and that they're happy I'm representing the big orange, so cool. Anyway, it happened. Yes, I, like millions of Americans, well, I don't know, millions, thousands, lots of people out there laid off during that period of time when people were being laid off. I did get a package that helped me to get through. Again, thank God. Again, the universe and blessings. And what's up?
Okay, this is a sweetie pie that we got here. Taking a picture.
Yeah.
Now she represents Orange World.
Oh my God! Thank you. What's your name?
Gilbert Rodriguez.
Jackie.
Okay, Jackie.
Thank you so much, Gilbert. Oh my God,
this
how
place
cool!
Been here 55 years.
This place is so amazing.
Okay.
Like it is just, you come here and you know you're here. You're in Florida.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. I didn't know if I should like put the camera away. I was like, oh God, I'm sorry, because he was coming out. But he came to give me a postcard. This is going up in the, you know how weird it is that I was saying like, thank God and the universe guiding me, and then he comes out and gives me this? Oh, my hair's getting crazy because of the wind, but it's kismet. It's like meant to be. It's like, thank you so much. That was so kind. He saw me filming and he was like, hey, good job. You're looking good. And I was like, I didn't know, like, is he making fun of me? Is he telling me to stop? No, he was being actually genuinely sweet and thanking me for representing Orange World. And like, it's a moment. This is a moment, you guys. This is all happening. Again, this is just part of it. Like the real, authentic moments. I feel, I need a minute. How cool was that, you guys? Anyway, that's kind of one of the things of like, you never know where this will take you. It has taken me so many places and I've met so many people and so many interesting things have happened because of vlogging, because of having the courage and the bravery to just get out there and do it. Of course, I always try to do it with respect. I always try to do it not bothering people. I'm always like, try to be a respectful and considerate person out here doing this. I'm not trying to like cause a ruckus. I wasn't trying to get their attention at all. I'm trying to kind of stay out the way, really. So anyway, the layoffs happen. And this is deeper into things, very deep into things. And I'd had the channel, I've been doing it for years. I love the channel. And I felt like this is the universe, like kind of opening things up for me and telling me like, hey, give it a try. What else are you gonna do? Do you think there's jobs right now? There's no jobs right now, okay? No one was hiring. Everyone was getting laid off. You were lucky to keep your job at that point. There just wasn't jobs. And I thought, okay, well, I've got a cushion now. Thank you. Like, thank you for giving me this chance. You know, I had a chance to do something. And I thought, look, I can always try to get a job later. I can always figure something else out later. But right now, there's really no option. And I have this thing that I really, really love. Let me give it a try. And guess what? I am still here 6 years later, 8 years later from starting the channel, 6 years later from all of that happening. And this is what I do now. And I'm so grateful and blessed every single day. I never take it for granted. And I've always thought in the back of my head, look, if I need to like figure something else out later, so be it. But like, this is what I love. And that's kind of how that all happened. There's more to the story. Let's move to the next location, but that's amazing.
Honey Bell she got.
Okay, I got the Honey Bell here. Gonna try a nice fresh Honey Bell, Florida orange. Let me put this in my pocket so I don't get it wet. Here I go. Oh, smells amazing. That's good. That's fresh and bright.
Right?
I love a Florida orange.
I got a cross with tangerine and grapefruit, what she's eating right now. So they're hearing me, right? Red Navel orange.
Okay.
They're not the same. It's not a grapefruit. It's a Red Navel orange.
Red Navel orange.
Low on acid.
Okay, all right. All right, let's try it. This is fun.
We're gonna finish out that video.
It is low on acid because the other one was like tangier.
Kick with it because they got a cross. Tangerine and grapefruit. That way everybody knows what a honey bell is all about. Okay,
It's
because
sweet.
people live here in Florida that do not know what's a honey bell for 70 years.
Yep.
And they pass right by me.
They don't know. They don't know what they're missing.
Man,
What's this one?
I'm good in video.
You're really good. You're really good.
That's navel right there.
Okay, navel. Awesome.
Navel is not the same thing like in Sam's and Walmart. This is Florida's.
So good.
What's all about Florida.
Oh my God.
Navel.
This is like way better than what you get at the grocery store. It's so good. Oh my God.
We got a sumo. A sumo
Sumo.
looks like a grenade. It's right there.
Oh, cool.
See how it looks like a grenade, but it's not. That's a sumo. It looks like a honey bell, but it's not. Sumo. Learning
How'd you
something?
learn all about oranges and stuff?
I've been here 30 years. Juicy crunch.
Juicy
it's like
crunch?
a tangerine, but it's not.
Oh my God, that's so pretty.
I think that will be her best.
It's so good. It's like candy.
Right.
It's so good. It's got a crunch to it. Well, that was unexpected and amazing. Let's go to the next spot. By the way, Orange World is right across the street from the Cracker Barrel that I go to every year for my Code Orange Halloween shopping series. Gotta love a good old-fashioned Cracker Barrel. And they still have the old sign too. Cool. Here we are at the next stop, the Giant Wizard gift shop, officially called the Magic Castle gift shop, based on the sign here. I cannot see a thing because the sun is shining so bright right now, but that's the way I like it. That is the way I like it. Anyway, if you've seen my videos in the past where I show you around a tour of these wacky gift shops, you have seen this, the giant wizard. It's one of my favorites. It's iconic. And it just reminds me of the feeling of moving here. And I would drive around and look at these and be like, I remember being a tourist here. Now, again, I was like local-ish because I'm a Floridian and I would come here, but it was still not home. And I'd come here and be like, dang, I wish I lived by the giant wizard and the giant mermaid and all of that. And now I do. And the feeling when I came here and I was like, I live here, is such a, I still carry that with me. And it still gives me such good feelings about being here, even though in the 6 years that I've lived here, it has already changed so much for a million different reasons. One of those being development. And look, I'm familiar with the changes development can bring. I'm from Miami. I have seen overdevelopment and it is happening here. Sadly, it is happening. It's probably happening everywhere. Anywhere that's like a desirable location. The theme parks here are a huge part of the reason people move here. Also, people want year-round sunshine, not to be shoveling snow anymore. I get it. I get it. It's not just housing. It's not just people moving here. It's businesses. It's everything. It's just growing by leaps and bounds. And that is, there's good and there's bad about cities and places growing. And one of the bad is the overdevelopment. It is definitely happening here. But there's still the old school charm. There are still places that feel like you're almost the only person there. There are still pockets, and some of those pockets I do not and will not vlog because it's not like I think I'm gonna vlog them, a million people are gonna show up, but I don't even want like me to vlog it and another vlogger to see it and then they vlog it and then a million people show up. Or I just want to preserve some things in this world, just like I talked about earlier with like my life and my privacy, and like there's a line of things. There's also places that I'm like, I will gatekeep a little bit, some places for its own good, not for my good, for those places' own good. But the touristy places, that's not part of that. The touristy places, everyone can see from the road. And he's holding a big staff in one hand and he's got sparkle stars coming out of the other. And he just, look at him. He calls you in. He says, come in. And maybe I've got some cheap Disney gifts. Maybe I've got some theme park things for lower prices. Maybe some deals and discounts. Maybe. Sometimes, yes. Let's see if we can take a quick look inside. I also like the dragon painted up here. I like anywhere with like cool murals and a fantasy theme. I'm just gonna take my phone in really quick and show you because you might be curious to see what's inside. And I've shown many times, but see, it even says check bags at counter. I'm not even bringing a bag in with me. Let's see. There you go. I mean, they do have a lot of like good deals in here, you know? And it's officially licensed Disney stuff, a lot of it, you know? It's just like a different version of things. I don't see any price on here. Do we go? Oh, still pricey. Still very pricey. Okay. But some stuff. So you can see, like, you can get ears. Oh, I like those tie-dye ears. Those are cool. Ooh, can you zoom in? It's like some of the t-shirts, $14.99 each, 2 for $28. They have like hats and bathing suits and shirts. Right now there's sweatshirts out because it's been a cold front, but there's always cool t-shirts too. Like, I love touristy shirts. I think they're so fun. So there you go. Forever Chasing Sunsets, Orlando, Florida. There's a lot of like fun stuff in here, you know? The ears are $10, $9.99, but like you can see they're different than the ones in the park, but you could get ears for less, you know? And hats and toys. Oh, hello, kitty. Oh, Karomi. Hello. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hello Kitty is everywhere I go now, and I love her. Oh my gosh. One thing I've seen a lot of parents do is buy like a bunch of toys from places like this, you know, at a discount, fill the hotel room with them so you can not have to buy as much in the parks and surprise the kids. How can you look at all this and not feel like you're on vacation? I feel like I'm on vacation looking at all this. Whoop, I bumped into something. Giant towels. Oh, I love the massive towels. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then there's also the like wacky Florida stuff, souvenir type of thing. Oh, I actually really love these. $21.99 for that. Got the shot glasses galore and just the wacky, extremely wacky, and even offensive shirts. Pins. Interesting. Pins. Huh. Ah, Kurumi! Wait, Kurumi! My phone zoomed in on the wrong thing. Oh, what? And of course, every tourist store in Florida has to have a big giant alligator. Like, it's required. And there's just a lot of fun stuff. So you could really, I don't know, it feels like you're just like on vacation looking at all of this. Oh, God, I love it. Okay. Ooh, mugs. Ooh, oh my gosh. All right. Let us continue. It's fun. The Giant Mermaid at the gift shop, the touristy, amazing, call you from the side of the road gift shop right in front of the Galleria Palms Hotel. This was one of my go-to hotels when I would come up for quick weekends. It wasn't that nice, but it was cheap. I don't know if it still is cheap. I don't know if they've redone it. It was fine though. Like, it was clean, it was simple, it was fine, and it was a good price. And one of the things I loved about it, and one of the reasons I chose it, it's a whimsical reason, it's not a logical reason, was the Giant Mermaid. Except she used to be blonde. So I felt like, you know, she was my sis. She was my my mermaid. You know, she was blonde and a mermaid and very Florida and very cool. Calling you from the side of the road, very different. They don't make gift shops and businesses like this anymore. This is old school Americana, touristy, like, awesome. Look across the way, Disney gift outlets. Just a plain building. Not saying one's better than the other, just saying one sure looks a lot cooler than the other. I would be driving up from Miami with Galleria Palms set to the GPS. I would see my giant mermaid, blonde at the time, still beautiful with her new red hair, and I would know I have arrived and I am about to have an amazing, fun weekend here in Orlando. I'm gonna go to the theme park, I'm gonna go to the resorts, I'm gonna eat good food, I'm gonna ride some rides, and I'm gonna have so much fun. And it's more than just the Giant Mermaid. There's a lighthouse over here, there's murals with all sorts of sea life. It's like there's a pirate ship under here. It's a big sea aquarium, mermaid, Florida building. It is so incredibly cool. And the sign just says Disney Souvenirs. Disney Souvenir. That's it. Also, there's a big crazy road in front of me, as you can probably hear. Right across the way, Disney has a billboard. Oh, it just changed. It was a Little Mermaid billboard. So it was like Disney said, let's put a mermaid across from a mermaid. Now it's Rise of the Resistance. Oh, Escape Everest. There it is. New musical mermaid tale. I wonder if they changed her hair red to be more like Ariel. Do you think? Because right across the way, Disney has a billboard with Ariel on it. That would actually be really smart. Honestly, very smart, very smart. Good move, I get you. And who knows how long ago it was that they did this. Could have been like a year or two. I do come out and do this every so often, the like gift shop videos, but it's been a while, so yeah. It's just another part of the story. Now, let's do something. I don't know if this is the best place for it, in this loud, crazy parking lot with my mermaid behind me, and she's so high up that I can't really like get myself and her in frame. Maybe I'll go like around the side of the building. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, ready. Okay, I think this is cool for now. So what I wanna do is kind of a rapid fire. Now, I've answered a lot of the questions that I saw, a lot of the same kind of like general things that I saw that people are curious about in storytelling form, right? In telling my story of moving here and starting the channel, the hows and the whys, and the surprises that have happened along the way, which are a part of the whole thing. They're part of doing this for me in kind of broad subject areas. So like I saw a lot of people ask, what do you miss about Miami? Like, what are things that, what do you miss about Miami? The main things that I miss, obviously, is like being able to see my parents and my family more easily. But the things that I miss about like Miami itself are being near the ocean. So I'm a beach girl. I've always been a beach girl. Like I would go to the beach pretty often, and it was like a 20-minute drive to the beach. I mean, sometimes 35 minutes with traffic. But here in Orlando, the closest beaches on either coast, people say it's an hour, but that is not true. That is very misleading. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours to each coast. Like in reality, with real traffic, there's no way. Like if you're getting to the beach in an hour, what are you driving a DeLorean? What are you doing? That doesn't even really make sense. Are you driving like a really fast, or I don't know, going at 5 in the morning maybe, and there's no one on the road? I guess it's possible, but it's not bloody likely, okay? It's an hour and a half to 2 hours, an hour 45 to get to any good beaches where you can actually swim in the water. So I miss being able to go to the beach more often. I haven't really gone to the beach since I've lived here, and I can't believe it's been 6 years. It still feels more recent to me than that. You know how time is, it's wibbly wobbly. It's hard to like, it moves differently than it actually is happening. It feels to me like, oh, I just moved here like a couple years ago. Like I haven't got to the beach yet, but I will. It's been 6 years, girl. Get to the beach. So I have been to beaches since I've lived here. Do not get me wrong, but they have been other places. I just haven't been to Orlando beaches since we moved here. So I wanted to go to like Cocoa Beach. I've been to Cocoa Beach in my life. I've been to all these beaches because I grew up in Florida. So I've been to beaches up and down the coasts. But I haven't been to the Orlando area beaches since moving here. So that needs to change soon, I'd say. And then the other thing is the food. Miami has always had a strong food culture. There are a lot of different cultures and ethnicities there. So like Cuban food, people are like, how are you getting your Cuban food fix here in Orlando? Like, I'm just not. It's not gonna happen. We eat the good Thai food, the good Cuban food, the good any type of other type of food besides like American food when we go to Miami. Every time we go to Miami, we go like get Thai food right away. That's one of my favorite things. I know there are a lot of good restaurants here in Orlando. I know there are other options outside of the touristy area. I don't think they're gonna be the same, but I'm willing to try it, and we always do try. Like we've tried Domu for ramen. I still think you can get way better ramen in Miami. It's kind of like, oh, the wind. But if you live in a foodie city and then you move to a place where there's a lot of food and there's a lot of options, but it's just not the same. You cannot compare it. I visit Miami several times a year. We eat those foods there. I've tried them here and I will keep trying them here, but they ain't the same. I also got a lot of questions about like, what's your favorite ride? What's your like dream ride? What's your like places you want to travel, your travel wish list, things like that. So I've talked about my travel wish list before, and I think I want to not talk about some of that now, because I feel like the more I talk about it, everyone else does it. Not because I'm talking about it. It's just a coincidence that like Japan was always really high on my travel wish list. Now everyone's been to Japan. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. But it makes it like when I do put Japan vlogs out, I know a lot of you will have seen a million of them. I know you'll still enjoy mine because it'll be our experience and our first time being there. But it is different, you know? When I first started talking about how we wish to go there, I didn't know anyone else who had been. It was like still a rare kind of thing. Now it seems like people go all the time, which is amazing. Like, I think it's awesome because it helps us to learn to be able to be more prepared when we go. But I am not watching other people's Japan travel vlogs. I'm gonna read and I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna research, but I wanna have our own fresh, authentic experience. So I've held off, just the way sometimes people hold off on like watching a video about a new ride or something until they can do it. That's what I'm doing with Japan travel vlogs. I haven't watched any and I'm not gonna watch any because I want to just do it ourselves fresh without any outside influence. Doesn't mean I'm not going to do my research, do my homework. I am, but that's one of the places. But I have more. I have like super specific road trip goals that I don't know. It's like a thing of like, I'm gonna just, when it happens, it'll happen. One of those things was doing a cross-country road trip. I think I talked about it, but not much until we just did it. We did that cross-country road trip. The playlist is up on the channel. You can watch it. It's so amazing. I'm still so proud of those vlogs. I think it was just absolutely amazing. I had driven across the USA before, but obviously never like vlogged it and done it intentionally with like stops. It was more like kind of rushing back and forth to do things. So that was one of my big ones. And I still want to do more of that, more of like the exploring America. And if you've seen any of our past road trips, you know we have so much fun with it. And thankfully, Sam is just like me. He absolutely loves it. And the novelty of being able to drive like 10 hours in a day, where he's from England, and if you drive 10 hours in a day, you're like across the whole country. I think he finds that really fun and refreshing. So, and he loves to drive too, thankfully. We both really enjoy driving. Like, I like to drive and he does too. So that works out. We both love road tripping. We both prefer driving to flying. Flying is such a hassle. Like, I'll do it, you know? It's a way to get from point A to point B. It's exciting when you do it because you know you're going somewhere. But we both prefer, like, the car's freedom. You could change dates around. You can move things around. You can have all your stuff with you. You can have cooler with like your own foods and coffees and snacks and save money. And like, there's just a million things that are better. The freedom. And you can stop. If you see something cool, a roadside attraction, you could stop and explore. Talking to people also, like meeting people on the side of the road, like not on the side of the road, but like at roadside attractions and cool places I feel like that's an amazing experience. So there's a lot of different things. But I do have some very specific road trip goals and places I've always wanted to go that I don't want to talk about. They're just gonna happen. And when they do, I'm gonna say, this is one of them. This is one of the things I've dreamed about doing for so long. And you'll know, and you'll be there with me. Just stick around. And that goes for international travel too. Like, yes, Japan is still one of them. We both really want to do it. It's just a matter of like logistics, you know, and other things that we've been doing that have just things, life, you know. There's other things in life outside of YouTube and other things going on and family and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna happen. But we do have goals. And do we have any road trips planned this year? Yes. Do we have travels planned this year? Yes. Not all of it is fully booked yet, but some of it is. But we're in the process of booking stuff. So I'm very excited for this year. Last year, we did some fun trips and stuff, but I don't feel like we did as many road trips as we normally do. The wind. But this year we have some fun stuff. Okay, speaking of Sam, got a lot of questions like, how did you and Sam meet? Are you married? What's the deal? What's the deal with the Sam? Yes, we are married. We love each other. We met actually by YouTube. We were fans of each other's channels. I love his channel, Expedition Theme Park. He's working on the next one right now, actually. He takes a lot longer to work on his because they're big research projects. They're big documentary style videos. So they take more time, but he's got one coming out really, really soon. Expedition Theme Park. I was a fan of his channel and still am. I think he's brilliant. He always finds the story behind the story, and a lot of people have come after him and been inspired by him, which I really respect too. And they've told us they started their channel and they started doing videos like that because they were inspired by him, which is amazing. Like the fact that he could do that, but he's still, I think, the best of the best and one of the originals of doing that kind of video, and I love what he does. So much respect for him. And he liked what I did. He liked the fun vlogs. He was like, man, I wish I could like just go out and talk like that and be so natural. Like, I love your energy. I love, you know, your vibe, the whole thing. So he would like comment. Back then I would once in a while do a live stream. I do not live stream anymore. I haven't for years. I don't know if I ever will again. If I do, it'll be from home only, not out, I don't think. But every once in a while I would do one. So I was doing one in Miami at one of my beach parks that I went to all the time and still go to when we get there as much as we can. And he was in the stream, we were talking. We just became friends. We would just start chatting off the YouTube and we became friends, and we were like, we should hang out one time. Like, we should hang out. And it never happened. You know how it goes. Like, we should hang out, we should hang out. And then one day it finally did, and we hung out. We became really tight. We became really close. And eventually we fell in love. And the rest is history. And he lives here. He's from England. He lives here. You know, he always, when we were talking about getting married and everything, it's like, do you want to live here? Do you want to live in England? I'm like, are you kidding me? I love going there, love our family there, love the extended family that I now have and am part of. That is just amazing, such a blessing in my life. But I wouldn't want to live there. But I do love visiting. But like, I mean, come on, you know? So that's that. And I started my channel, me, you know, just me. I make, film, edit, do all the videos. I never wanted to have a personal lifestyle channel, and I never wanted to have a couple channel. And he has always been supportive of that. And he's like, yeah, exactly. Like, you have done all the work to build this channel up. And he's like, I love your channel for you. That's like what I like and enjoy watching. Like, I think you're so good at this and I really enjoy what you do. Like, if it became a couple channel, it'd be a completely different thing. Now, he is with me for a lot of things. Obviously, he's my husband. You know, he was my boyfriend, my fiance, my husband. He's gonna be with me when we go on trips and travels and do certain things. But a lot of the times I'm like, all right, I'm going to make a vlog. Like he's doing his video, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. We're together. It's great. Funny little aside, he's a really good cook. So he does a lot of like our dinners and stuff, and he makes this amazing like egg white omelets. And we've both been taking our health very seriously, very conscious of this. I feel like we were really good about it the first half of 2025, and then we kind of fell off, and we're back on it very strongly. Exercise every single day, watching what we eat, eating healthy food cooked at home, portion control, weighed and measured, like using MyFitnessPal, using, you know, weighing, measure, the whole thing, being very conscious and aware of what we're doing, not for looks, not for appearance, not for a number on a scale, even though we are both tracking that too, because that is connected to what is going on internally, like your blood pressure and your health and your organs and your energy level. I feel so much better whenever I'm on it, when I'm exercising regularly, eating mostly at home, fresh, healthy food that we cook. I feel so much better. If I were to mark, like these videos were during that, and these videos were during when I was like eating really bad and not exercising, you'd probably notice like a difference in my energy level, because I do. Even though making a video, I do get energized, so like maybe not super noticeable, but I feel like a keen eye could probably be like, yeah, I see it. I see it just a little more sluggish, a little more energetic. And I think you're gonna see that with me going forward, because we are not falling off this time. We take a cruise, we're back on it when we get back. You just have to be, and it can't be a back and forth. It has to be a consistent lifestyle thing. When you live here, that's one big thing. Like when you live here, you have to be conscious of what you're doing. I'm just like looking around, because as a woman or as a person, you have to like be aware of what's going on around you all the time. That's just life. Anyway, you have to be conscious of your health. Eating theme park food all the time, like I don't know how anyone does it and stays healthy. Maybe they have their methods. But my method is, I will have food, like I'll try restaurants, I'll try food, I'll try whatever, but it is not the center of what I do. Like, it can't be for my own health and life, which is more important to me than like content or any of that. Like livelihood, healthiness, and all that is just more important. So I will definitely like show you new food and take you to restaurants, especially when there's a reason and there's something special and cool, but that'll be like a day off, a rare day off. And on those days I'm still exercising, I'm still on it. And then all the whole time between, it's food at home. We make an egg white omelet full of veggies for breakfast pretty much every day, or I may have oatmeal. We eat a lot of fresh fruit. We eat a lot of veggies. We eat protein, good amount of protein. I don't want to get too much into that because it's not really what my channel is about. I'm not trying to like be some sort of expert about it. I don't even want it to be a thing that is noticed really. It's just a real and raw part of life of living in Orlando that I feel like not everybody talks about and kind of needs to be talked about. I feel like being healthy and living this lifestyle, theme park lifestyle, you can do it. You just have to like, you can't live in Delulu land where you're like, I just eat everything and do everything all year long. It's not like a vacation. This is life. So anyway, if you notice that both of us are hopefully starting to look fitter and starting to have more energy and all that, that is why we are working very hard behind the scenes. I don't talk about it. I don't post about it. It's not part of the videos, but it is happening. All right, a few more quick fires. My favorite ride in Disney World is Haunted Mansion because it's the first ride that I remember as a favorite ride. It's the first ride I remember being so scared to ride and crying and then loving it and being like, again, again, again. So I love Haunted Mansion. And at Universal, it was always E.T. I don't know, Monsters Unchained is getting up there, but I still love E.T. because it's like gentle and like you can ride it all the time no matter how you're feeling, and it's great. I like dark rides. I like dark rides a lot. Like I love roller coasters, I love thrill rides too, but I think dark rides are my thing. And someone asked like, would you ever buy or own a theme park? And I was like, oh, what a good one. And I have so many thoughts and ideas on that. Then I was like, do I give away my ideas? What if one day we do it? You never know, we might. So yeah, definitely one day, who knows? Who knows? Probably not likely, but you never know. So many things have happened that I never would have imagined in this journey that you never know. But I know it would be full of fantastical fantasy dark rides. And I know a lot of you are like, you'd love Efteling. Sam's been to Efteling and I have not, and I definitely will. It will happen. We've got a mermaid on this side too. I said this was gonna be rapid fire, but it's not rapid at all, is it? No. All right, let me see here. Oh, here's a good one. Someone asked, what is like the big difference I've seen between the US and the UK theme parks now that I've gone to the UK theme parks quite a bit, like Alton Towers and Thorpe Park, Chessington, several UK theme parks I've been to. And I mean, I think one of the interesting things is UK theme parks are like spookier. Like look at Thorpe Park, it's all like scary and spooky stuff, and Alton Towers too, and I love that. I love the like spooky wood part, spooky Glen, spooky wood. What's it called again? Spooky wood. The part where you're going back and there's like the graves that talk and stuff as you're going back to Curse of Alton Manor, that the ride that they reframed that used to be Duel. I rode it when it was Duel too. But yeah, I love that whole area back there and all the little like interactive things and all the spooky stuff. And I love how original a lot of the parks are. Like there are licensed IPs in there, but there's a lot of like original stories being told in there, and I just like how different it is. It's so different. Like we went to Thorpe Park for the opening of Hyperia and got to ride that, and I've actually been to quite a few openings and theme park history and the making moments at UK parks, which is amazing. I don't think I ever would have been doing that if it wasn't for Sam, who has family obviously in England, so we go to visit them and then we get to do all these amazing things. Like I've done quite a lot around the UK, been to Wales and all these different places, and we went to Edinburgh, which was amazing. If y'all saw that New Year's Eve, one of my top craziest New Year's Eves of my life. I also have like a UK playlist if you want to see like some of our UK adventures. We've done quite a lot. Went to Stonehenge, like there's so many amazing things. It's just different for me. I grew up here in Florida on flat land, and it's just really amazing for me to be in Europe, in the UK, on another continent, in another world. And it's the same with how we go to Tennessee so often. We started going to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and Dollywood, and it's like a home away from home for us. Like going to the Smoky Mountains is so different for both of us, from Sam from England and from me from Miami and even Orlando. Like I know a lot of people come from Tennessee to come here to Orlando, and I get why, but we go there for like a little vacation and something different. Like I love to be in the mountains and see the scenery and the leaves changing colors, and it's beautiful. And there's a lot more of America that I want to see, and a lot more of the world that I want to see, that we both want to see, that we will see, and we will bring you when we do it. So stay tuned. I looked over all the questions and I made a lot of notes about broad categories, and I still see a lot of the questions that like I think I've answered. My non-biological bro, my sisses, people being super nice, a lot of like ride questions and stuff. British food, what Sam's favorite Cuban foods are. He likes it all. He's a good eater, as I am. He loves Cuban food, as do I. He likes it all. So we have arroz con pollo whenever we go to see my parents. They make that, like it's the specialty way they make it for us and for me, and all the good stuff, yuca and everything, and plantains and whatever. I always have to just try to find pairs of greenies. I just look for green sunglasses wherever I can find them, random places, sometimes in shops like this. Like it's not, there's not one main supplier of greenies all around the world. I just find them when I can find them. But there they are, they're back. I started wearing darker green colored ones. I don't know why, no reason, not a calculated thing. But here are the OGs, or at least something similar to the OGs, for those who have asked. I know they're brighter and they pop more. I should wear them more often. I just got used to the other ones. They were like more comfortable. But as you can see, sunglasses are a must living here. Otherwise your eyes will just be burned out of their sockets every day. You have to have a sense of humor to do this. That is one of the biggest things. That hasn't come up yet. But you gotta be able to laugh at yourself. You gotta be able to laugh at the world. You gotta be able to laugh. If you take yourself too seriously, you're gonna get frustrated. And trust me, look, I do get frustrated. Everybody does. If you're gonna come on here and tell me, oh, don't get frustrated, everything's great, you are lying. You are not human, you are a robot. We all get frustrated, okay? That is just part of the human experience, the range of emotions, whatever. But you're gonna get more frustrated if you can't laugh it off and just be like, all right, yes, I know this is ridiculous and I am ridiculous and it's all ridiculous. I get it. You have to be able to laugh. You have to have a sense of humor. That's just part of the thing. And I laugh quite a lot. And I'm gonna laugh all the way home for lunch that is waiting for me at home. I think I'll have a wrap today with some roasted chicken breast and cheese and chopped up veggies, or I may have garlic hummus toast. One of those two. those are kind of my go-to lunches right now. And I really like Dave's Killer Bread. So Dave's Killer Bread, if you want to sponsor me. That is such a like YouTuber joke. Like, I'm not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, we all do it. We're all guilty, aren't we? Anyways, I think that's my like get to know me updated for 2026, answering some of your questions in broad categories, sharing more about my story, my personal way of looking at things, my why. My why is to share my passion with a like-minded community of enthusiasts, people who want to live enthusiastically, and see the world through that lens and share that with the world. Hi. There's people walking by. That is part of my why, and also because I love the creative process of making videos and making my show and stuff. Like, I just love it. Person walked by. And that is my core and center of where I come from. And part of that like crystal ball of light that shines from within is that I want to bring joy and interesting things to people. I want to show you things that I find interesting, things that are cool and neat and unique and hidden details and special things and whimsical, magical things in this world. I want to share those things with other people who will appreciate them. So if you are one of those people, thank you for being here for this journey, for whatever part of it. And if somehow you've never seen me and you're coming across this for the first time, which is highly unlikely on a video like this, because these are very niche videos. These aren't ones that like someone who doesn't know you is probably going to click on, but maybe human nosiness will bring you here. Welcome. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you with that, but welcome. It's a great community here. We have a lot of fun. One of my big series ongoing is Theme Park History in the Making, covering these major changes in the parks that are happening, but also the travel and the fun and the road trips and the cruises and the things. And there's some really unique things coming up, by the way. Okay, anyway, I think that's it. I have talked so much, more than I normally talk in a video. Far more, okay? Far more. I'm wearing my Dollywood shirt here, and I'm out. I'm out because I'm hungry and it's time. I don't even know what to say let me know about at the end of this video. Just let me know what you thought, like share your thoughts, chat with me in the comments. I really enjoy chatting with you guys, and I enjoy getting up in the comments and having the chats and stuff. Let me know what you thought. Share your like, were you surprised by anything I said? Did you already know all this? Was there anything I said you didn't know? Was there anything you really wanted to know, a burning question that I did not answer? I hope not, but maybe it could be, because it's a lot to talk about. I'm not going on a script. I'm going off the cuff, as I always do. Again, I sometimes have notes if there's specific like deep dives and details I want to share, but usually it's off the dome. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today for a different kind of video, updated, get to know me, 2026 Q&A, that whole thing, day in the life here in Orlando, the wackiness, the weirdness, the fun, the sun, all of it. I'm sending you all a ton of love. I'll see you for the next video. And until then, as always, stay enthused. Bye.